Okay, everybody. Okay, today we'll run through one question that we have in the worksheet that is, I would say, is that quite interesting, but yet easy at the same time. Okay, easy as in if you know how the question is asking and how you know how to approach the questions, it can be solved really quite easy one. Okay, now let's look at that question. Okay, let's see. This is the question. Okay, now from the read of the story, okay, you will find that a man is an X. He fired a gun in the air. So what happened is in this story, there's a man here and there's a war here. That's the important thing. Okay, there's a war here. So what happened is when he fired the gun, another man at Y actually standing here, he heard the sound twice. So the important thing is he heard the sound twice. Once by the direct route, the other one by the reflection of the wall. Okay, so now the question is being nice to the kids, nice to you is he actually tell you where are the two sound. Okay, some questions that actually doesn't he will just tell you two sounds. So as a student, or you really need to know where is the two sound. Okay, in this case, the two sound is a direct route means where once direct route usually here means the shortest. Okay, so shortest means if I fire the gun, the shortest route from X to Y is actually this straight line here. So this is the direct route. Okay, the shortest route. And of course, by reflection, okay, based on the question, by reflection actually is bouncing off here, is this bouncing off here and bouncing off here. So this is the reflected route. So which means that the shortest route by one look, you will know that by the shortest route, the route is actually 150 meter. Reflected route is actually 150 and 150. So here is what we have is 150 plus 150. This is 300 meter. So we are now just analyzing the question. We are not solving anything. Okay, analyzing, see what are the questions, what are the possible aspects that the question might be asking. So now, right off now, okay, the other information they give you is the speed of sound is 300 meter per second. Okay, now here same thing you must remember. If you look at sound, okay, speed of sound in air, this is constant. Okay, because the speed is constant, we are actually able to use the simple formula known as distance divided by time. Okay, the other one, the other information that we actually or I would expect students to know is actually to infer what are the hidden information. For example, this. Okay, so where is the point of reflection? If I'm say X to Y, okay, you hear it by reflection. So where is the route? Okay, usually what we have is we have this the route actually have this nature of isosceles triangle. Okay, and it's usually quite nice that the point of reflection is actually at the middle of the in between X and Y. So you'll be in the middle. So that's why you actually form this nice, beautiful shape of isosceles triangle, whereby the point of reflection actually always lies in the middle of the base. Okay, this is why we call the middle, and it's quite nicely done as in it follows the math property of isosceles triangle, whereby the edge are the same, the base they will be of the same length. Okay, so you will divide the point of reflection will actually divide the two triangle equally left and right side. Okay, so this is one of the information that you need to take note in case the question need you to do maybe simple thing like Pythagoras theorem or maybe trigonometry or sine, cosine, tangent. Okay, so that would be maybe another aspect for another videos for another question. Okay, now we go back to this question. So after we know the shortest and reflected route, what does the question want? The question wants the interval between the two sound. So which means you will need to know the time for taken for the direct route and the time for the reflected route, okay, using the formula. So once you know what the question is and what are the possible tools you have, like formulas, distance divided by time, isosceles triangle, you should be able to solve the question quite easily. Okay, to find the first sound, this will be the shortest route. This is what we call the direct route. Okay, the first sound will be the direct route. So it's a simple formula of distance divided by time. Okay, distance traveled is 150. That one you know. Speed you know is 300 meter per second. And straight away you will know that the answer time taken for the direct route will be 0.45 second. For the second route you hear is the reflected routes. Okay, the reflected one. Okay, time taken here will be same thing using the same formula, distance divided by time. Time to take note also, the things to take note also, because the speed of sound is always constant. In air, this is air. Okay, in air is 300, it's always the same for air. So same thing, the speed is here. The distance traveled is 150 plus 300 plus 150, so you have 300. So you'll find that T2, you will straight away you know the time taken for the reflected route is actually 0.91. Okay. Now when you have 0.91, now you have the two timing. Okay, so you will find that actually the reflected route take a longer time, of course. Why? Because it has a longer distance. And so that's why the guy at Y will actually hear two sound. First is by X at 0.45 second. By reflected route is actually 0.91 second later. Okay, so what's the time interval? A simple mathematics, okay, arithmetic, just minus off the two and you get the answer straight away. Okay, it's a simple question, but you must know what you're doing. As in, it's not that simple if you don't know what the question is asking, because the math involved is actually a 3-step thinking process. You need to find the time for each of them before you get the difference between them. Okay, and the concept that we are looking at is two of them. Firstly, is that you need to know that speed of air. Okay, speed of air 300 meter per second. And the important fact about this is that you must know that because the two situations, they are traveling in the same medium, air, they should have the same speed. Okay. The second important thing that you need to take note is that the way we analyze the questions. Okay, how are we going to use the question? How are you going to derive an isosceles triangle, or maybe how are we going to derive a common base, or maybe a two identical triangle? How are you going to cut, or how are we going to analyze the triangle to get information out that is useful for you? Okay, so at any question, at any one time when you solve a question, the important thing is actually not to get the answer. And the important thing is the steps leading towards the answer. When you look at the questions, you should actually try to analyze the question first. Okay, don't always go for the answer. Okay, analyze the question. Look at what concept he's going to test you, and how prepared are you for the questions. So this is what I always term it as analyzing the questions. Okay, analyze the questions, understand the concept, and you will be able to solve the questions. Don't just memorize. Okay, if you memorize the question, you can only solve that particular question. Okay, if you can analyze it, you can understand the concept, you can solve any questions that I throw at you. Okay, that would be the more important aspect of like solving or practicing rather than getting the right answer. Okay, so I will leave the answer here, okay, for a few seconds, just in case you need to jot down in your answer sheet or maybe your notebook. Okay, but after that, please go back and look at your worksheets that your teachers has assigned for you. Okay, and try it out yourself. Okay, if not, if any questions, you can just leave your comments just leave your feedback at the comments bar below. Okay, if not, just subscribe to the channel my channel, to get the latest update for the videos on the subsequent topic that's upcoming. Okay, thank you very much.